especially to your wife.
Lady in the Vamp. A vampire is propositioned by a lady of the night. Very interesting concept. And a great setup for dark humor. I mean, her being in the bathroom, slipping into something more comfortable while Dracula is literally going through it in her space because of the music and because of her religious candles. And I love the confidence that this actress evoked in her performance. And I also love the physical comedy that we saw a lot of Dracula. And this piece had great costume design. There was an interesting choice of lighting, which made it feel really dark, really eerie, which added to the elements of this piece.
All right, I just finished watching Lady and the Vamp, which is a piece that I ended up enjoying. I thought it had a good sense of self-awareness built around sort of the vampire goth conceit that made the setup very funny, given that she's confused him for just being a general goth person and not an actual vampire. I thought that the piece used a good sense of comedic timing with the physical comedy that ended up making it work well because they don't really spend that much time together during the piece. There's a lot of them separated in terms of their expression in the moment, and a lot of the vampire himself being very awkward, which I thought was quite funny. And I just thought that the piece did a lot with a small contained setting that ended up giving it a sense of personality and a sense of humor, even though the narrative wasn't that expansive. I thought that the short runtime contributed to why it worked so well. And I thought the two actors gave a very naturalistic feel to it while also sort of embracing the absurdity of the central conceit. So I thought it was well done. I thought it was funny, and I thought that it worked well given the limited environment they were operating within. So I thought it was quite clever in its construction in that sense. So I thought it was a good overall.
I loved the concept of Lady and the Vamp. Uh, just the premise of having Dracula in this fish out of water story, unintentionally hiring an escort. That's the scene. The scene's right itself, and then just all of the unintentional religious context in this holy imagery at a place that unholy actions were about to be committed in. It's a very ironic and humorous premise, and I definitely enjoyed it.
Dracula comes in thinking he's found his next conquest to subdue, but he comes across a sex worker who fancies him by offering him a deal he doesn't know how to refuse. For she believes they're similar, as she excuses herself to do coke in the bathroom, but while she's there, the humor comes afoot as he comes across a cross on her bedside lamp and prayer candles, deciding to abandon his mission for blood. I enjoy the set design. It pairs well with the choice of music the supervisors chose. It goes further to insinuate the comparisons, yet major differences between the goth and vampire stigmas.
Lady and the Vamp, what a fun title. It gets to the point really quickly. It has a vampire. I think you did a great job of subverting expectations, which is really what comedy is about. And you do it comedy and horror, so there's kind of a blend between the two in this. But it was done really, really well. You have this vampire going home with this girl to suck her blood, and there's crosses everywhere, and you aren't expecting that. You really attack every single, for the most part, almost all like vampire tropes, and flip it on its head and use it against this vampire in the piece. And you take away, the audience's expectation of this girl being like weird and not having crosses anywhere and being like kind of demonic, and you flip that on your head as well. I think it was really, really interesting. It was really funny to watch. A great use of not satire, but it's similar to satire, and just really going in on all of those stereotypes and flipping them. Really, really well done.
That didn't turn out how I thought it would. I thought she was getting herself into a dangerous situation, and it was the vampire who got himself into a dangerous situation. I love that this movie put in that as vampires, especially if they can turn into bats, they would have supersonic hearing. They would be able to do the stuff that it put in the stereotypes of a cross and what would happen when a girl has it all over her room, even though she seems like she a person of the night or a creature of the night herself, that she has crosses everywhere and even one tattooed to her chest. She's it's the fact that it's really a vampire's worst nightmare, and that makes it even better. She's this was not what I expected it to be. She wasn't, he wasn't. The fact that this really was everything a vampire would hate. The only thing that was missing was garlic. It was that funny.
This was hilarious. Just a lot of fun. I enjoy seeing sort of old world mythological beings sort of turned on their ear this way. This one just does a great job at poking fun at all the tropes associated with Dracula. Yeah, it's just good writing, great performances. It's the kind of thing like it seems so not like obvious, but I mean when you think about like a person of the type that the actress plays and Dracula, like you can just imagine this all playing out, and in that regard, it feels kind of authentic to what you would imagine, and still just heightened and hilarious at the same time. So I really enjoyed this one.